Okay, fix my hat correctly. All right, this video right here, I'm gonna be reacting to the audio of a lot of news broadcastings about the Georgia Department of Corrections. Um, them stating that a lot of these deaths are suicides and just the death toll in its entirety. And we're going to listen to the information that they give out that they think is worthy for the people's loved ones to find out through news broadcastings, and how their families, like the families of the people inside Georgia Department of Corrections, their loved ones, how they feel about hearing the news when they hear it. We about to just dive in. This is Big Miss from the Zoo. I am a prison content creator, and I talk about all things county jail and prison related and chain gang. Let's
An
go.
unprecedented number of people who died inside Georgia prisons last year. We've learned the U.S. Department of Justice is now likely investigating after human rights groups say the state didn't do enough to stop it. Reveal investigator Andy Parati explains.
An hour a day between noon and 1. That's when India Tarver says her son Bobby Thompson knew to call her at work.
12 or 1 o'clock. And you know the time, and he was never late.
Phone calls she looked forward to nearly every day that suddenly stopped on September 23rd, 2020.
So when that Monday came, I didn't hear from him. I had a gut feeling in my stomach, and I called the facility.
That facility is Wheeler Correctional in Alamo, Georgia, where Bobby was incarcerated since last January. Doctors diagnosed the 24-year-old father of 3 with bipolar disorder long before he arrived. Prison officials knew about it.
So everyone knew, as far as that I know, that he had a mental disorder.
They knew.
They knew.
And prison officials also knew to check on Bobby every 15 minutes when they put him in an isolation room to help calm him down. Policy mandated it. Instead, an officer waited more than 2 hours to make his rounds that day. By then, though, Bobby tied a bed sheet around his neck from the top bunk. Wow. Even after the officer found Bobby not breathing, he's seen walking to get help. It took an additional 7 minutes to open the cell door to start CPR.
For me to talk about my son, because I'm so in disbelief that he's gone.
A Reveal investigation uncovered Bobby is one of at least 29 people who died by suicide at Georgia correctional facilities last year, a rate about 3 times the national average at state prisons. At least 26 people were murdered behind bars, too. That's more than the 2 previous years combined.
In my 20 years on the front lines of this, I have
This is
never
showing the growth of how
so
it got to
so
the point that
violent
it got
and
to
so
now,
out of control.
which is
Sarah
diabolical.
Tatanchi is the executive director of the Southern Center for Human Rights. In September, her organization sent this letter to the U.S. Justice Department asking the federal government to intervene.
This problem is too big to just power through. We need significant intervention.
I think that my son's death could have been prevented.
A mother who wanted more time with her son on the phone, instead now watches his last minutes alive on prison security video. Why did you want to see that video?
Because that's my son. I saw him come in this world. I want to see how he went out. That's my baby. My only son.
The commissioner of the Georgia Department of Corrections declined to be interviewed, but in a statement to the Reveal wrote, "This has been an extremely difficult year for all of us, including those serving time in prison, balancing keeping our inmates safe and healthy during a pandemic while also trying to curb violence presented a unique challenge." The U.S. Justice Department declined to confirm or deny whether an investigation is underway.
Today we're going to be testing out this new AI tool by Meta called
Excuse
Manus.
the
You can access Manus by going
the
to
commercials. We're gonna
manus.im.
get into the next
This is what-
situation.
2017, moments before prison break.
We have a duty city bus. Officer has been shot.
Ricky DuBose and an accomplice killed 2 Georgia Department of Corrections officers, escaped a prisoner transport bus in Putnam County, and went on the run, leading law enforcement on a multi-state manhunt.
It was a non-stop 72-hour crime spree until they were arrested.
Putnam County Sheriff Howard Sills says officers finally caught the pair in Tennessee and brought them back into Georgia custody. DuBose was sent here, the Georgia Department of Corrections Special Management Unit in Jackson, about 45 miles south of Atlanta.
It's a new unit. It's by design to house the baddest of the bad.
But Old Mulkey Judicial Circuit District Attorney Wright Barksdale says problems with DuBose continue.
So these are some of the items that we were able to confiscate off of Ricky DuBose while he was at SMU.
Drugs, knives, and phones. DuBose was able to get all of them. Images provided by Barksdale show DOC employees using a buzzsaw to cut into DuBose's cell door, revealing stashed contraband. Another video, a hidden phone delivery.
This is somebody who killed 2 law enforcement officers,
Absolutely.
was housed at what's supposed to be the most secure detention facility in the state of Georgia, and he was still able to get all of that contraband.
Internal records show 20 SMU corrections officers have been fired since 2021. It is not an isolated problem. Barksdale says a lack of competitive pay for guards has led to cratering staff levels and less qualified applicants across the entire state prison system.
Those guards are not running the prison.
According to him, corrections officers are sometimes tasked with guarding an entire unit of inmates by themselves, like in this 2017 surveillance video captured inside Central Georgia's Hancock State Prison, seconds before murder.
There was one female officer on a dorm with 96 inmates. She weighed probably 130 pounds. She had a radio, a set of keys, and a baton.
As 4 inmates attack another prisoner, she runs for safety.
She was 10 feet away. There was nothing she was going to be able to do about that.
She was all alone.
State records show that from 2012 to 2022, the number of Georgia correctional officers dropped by more than half, putting lives at risk.
You know, when your loved ones go away, you think somewhat, you know, what you see on TV or hear or whatever, that they will be safe, but they're not safe.
Michael Archer's 26-year-old son, Ryan, had just 6 months left on his sentence when he was killed in December at Coastal State Prison near Savannah.
He's ready to move forward. Just didn't get his chance.
Many never do. According to records obtained from the Department of Corrections, nearly 100 Georgia prison inmates were killed between 2021 and 2023.
What needs to be done to make this situation better?
I wouldn't be past something that is as extreme as the National Guard coming in.
But for Youth at Dorsey's son, Martell,
This is what I've been thinking, and this is what I've been
He
saying.
says he'd been approved for early
That
release
might be the
and was
next
waiting
step,
for
the next
paperwork
approach
that would never
to
come.
separate
DOC
the gangs from
confirmed he died
everybody
in
else,
November
to separate
at
them
South
from
Georgia's
themselves,
Southland State
all organizations. Like, that's notable that they know you're affiliated and have information about you being in situations with them. You're now getting separated into individual dorms, and you do not allow them to come out at the same time. And no way they should be able to shimmy a lock or something like that to be able to have access to the walk when other dorms are out handling business or eating.
Safer for everyone. For the 11 Alive investigators, I'm Zach Merchant.
What I'm going to do, I'm about to
it's pretty simple. If you notice any of these
switch
signs,
platforms
it's not
or
to check your
switch
phone.
channels
Here's what to look
and
for.
finish
Your
this
phone
reaction.
overheats or the
This
battery
is
drains
just the
quicker than
beginning and the look of what we got going on. This is just a very, very minuscule part or information about what's going on in the Georgia Department of Corrections.
Another shock out of
I
the
will
Fulton
be
County Jail.
speaking
An inmate
more in depth about this and plenty different videos. If y'all follow this channel, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. This is Big Miz from the Zoo, and I'm a prison content creator bringing forth awareness to the dangers in the Georgia Department of Corrections. Y'all take it easy and be safe out there, and please check on your loved ones.
Is launching an investigation. It will cost roughly $40 million per year to move roughly 1,000 inmates out of the